This is going to be the 8-2 notes for 7th grade for volume of pyramids. Now this is where we've been talking a whole lot about big B, or area of the base. We're going to be using that same part of the formula again. In fact, actually our formula overall is very similar. Right now we're going to look at two different types of pyramids. We're going to look at square pyramids, where the base is a square, or actually in this case a rectangle, my mistake. And on this one we're going to be talking about pyramids where the base is a triangle. So either rectangular pyramids or triangular pyramids. For that example one, for rectangular pyramids, we are going to be using the formula 1/3 area of the base times the height. Pretty much what we're doing is the same thing as what we've done before. We've done area of the base times the height before, but this time we either have to multiply by 1/3 or divide by 3. What I'm going to be teaching you guys is, instead of this 1/3 BH, we're going to do area of the base times the height, and we're going to divide it by, not by 2, by 3 when we are finished. So the base down here on this rectangle, on this pyramid, is a rectangle. So here's my rectangle here. To find the area of a rectangle for big B, I have to do base times height for the rectangle. Then I'm going to multiply it by the height of my actual figure, how tall this pyramid is. Well, this pyramid's 3 meters tall. That's that height that we've done before. It's very similar to a rectangular prism. What makes this different is at the end, we are going to divide by 3. So I'm going to keep moving on with the same thing. I'm just going to work right below it. For this, for the pyramid, the base and the height of that rectangle, again, for the area of this part right here, we are going to do 5 times 4. Then we are going to multiply it by the height of the pyramid, which is 3. And our final step is going to be to divide by 3. Now I'm kind of running out of room, so I'm going to work to the side a little bit. 5 times 4 is 20. Haven't done anything with the height yet. Again, we'll have to divide by 3 when we're finished. 20 times 3 is going to be 60. Again, we still have to divide by 3. And then 60 divided by 3 is 20. And we're talking about meters here. So our volume of this pyramid is going to be 20 meters cubed. Again, the only thing that's really new here for this section is having to divide by 3 when we're finished. Now we're going to take a look at the triangle pyramid. I'm showing you two things at once this time, so hopefully you guys are getting pretty comfortable with the difference between triangles and rectangles. So again, our formula is actually going to be the exact same thing, but we are going to be using area of the base times the height divided by 3. So our base here, again, is going to be this triangle down here in the bottom. If I want to find the area of a triangle, I have to do base times height divided by 2. Then we are going to multiply it times the height of our figure, very similar to our triangular prisms. And this is going to look really weird, but what we're going to do is when we are finished, we're going to take that whole answer and we're going to divide it by 3. So I know we've got a fraction inside of a fraction. There are other ways to avoid doing this, but I think this is going to help you guys keep this straight for the most part. So let's start plugging in the numbers that we have. For our triangle, looking at this triangle, first thing I'm going to do is I've got to look at the 90-degree angle. Unfortunately, this one's not shown very well on this triangle down here in the bottom. But looking at just the red triangle, this is going to be my 90-degree angle. Unfortunately, this paper's a little messed up, and they did not give me a height for this triangle right here. So I'm going to make up a number. I hate it when I have to make up numbers, especially on notes videos, but we're just going to say that this is a height of 4 centimeters here. So now I'm going to plug in my numbers. So the base of that triangle, this part right here, is going to be 3 times my height right here of 4. For the whole area of the triangle, we'll have to divide that by 2. So now that's the area of the base. That's the area of the triangle. Then we have to multiply by the height of the entire thing, which is that 5 centimeters, so times 5. Again, this looks a lot like a triangular prism. And the final step is we'll divide by 3. So now I'm going to start taking care of my formula. Just a quick reminder, this part right here, this is big B, area of the base. This right here is the height of the figure. And then the 3 on the bottom is just a divide by 3 because it's a pyramid. So I'm going to keep working it out now. 3 times 4 is going to be 12. And then 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's where this is coming from. I haven't done anything with the 5 yet. I still have to divide by 3. 6 times 5 is 30. And then finally, 30 divided by 3 is going to be 10. And I forgot our units, centimeters. So 10 centimeters cubed. I know these first couple examples are always a little rough, so I am going to go through these other exercises with you. Please make sure that you're writing these down as well, especially when we get to number 3, because number 3 is a little bit strange. So taking a look at number 1 here. Again, our formula for today is going to be area of the base times the height divided by 3. Yes, I expect you to write this on every one of these. For the area of the base down here is a triangle. And I'm going to look for the 90-degree angle for my height. So this is the 90. There are two 90-degree angles on this, but I got to look at the one attached to the corners. So for my two sides of that rectangle, in fact, actually, I need to finish filling out my formula first. So for my big B, my height, the area of the base, this part right here, is going to be base times height divided by 2. We'll multiply it times the height of the entire figure. And then we'll divide our final answer by 3. So again, the numbers attached to this 90-degree angle right here are going to be the 4 and the 12, because they are attached to that 90. So we will do 4 times 12 divided by 2. Now times the height of the figure, which is that 6.4. And then the whole thing will be divided by 3. This is going to be kind of a gross set of numbers, so I'm going to be cheating and using a calculator this time around. So 12 times 4 isn't too bad. That's 48. And 48 divided by 2 is going to be 24. So my part there in red comes out to 24 times the 6.4. And again, we have to divide that by 3. Keep moving to the side a little bit. 24 times 6.4 is going to be 153.6. And again, we still have to divide by 3. That answer divided by 3 is going to be 51.2 kilometers cubed for our volume there. Again, this is why I got to write the steps down, because it's too easy to get some of this stuff mixed up. Take a look at number 2. Again, formula's the same thing. We're going to be doing volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. Again, the only thing that's new this time around is that we are having to divide by 3 when we're finished. So for big B, or for the area of the base, my base on this one, it looks like it's a square this time. So if I wanted to find the area of a square, I have to do base times height. For the height of my entire figure, I'm going to look at how tall the figure is actually standing. And the final answer, we will divide by 3. So for my area of the base, I'm going to do 8 times 6. I didn't see the 8 before, so it is in fact a rectangle. So we'll do 8 times 6 times the height of the figure, which is this 9 right here. We will divide that answer by 3. I'm going to kind of work my way back around over here. So 8 times 6 is just 48. So that's 48 times the 9. And again, divided by 3. Again, what I want to point out here is that this 48 is big B. We have found big B. That 9 right there, that H right there, is the 9 for the height of the entire figure. So 48 times 9 comes out to 432. Again, we have to divide that by 3 when we're finished. And our final answer comes out to 144. And it'll be yards cubed. take a look at number 3. This one's a little unique because it's a base that we are not familiar with. I mean, it's a pentagon, but I haven't told you guys how to find the area of a pentagon. What's awesome is that they give us the area of the base. So our formula for a pyramid is still going to be the volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. And again, our area of the base has already been solved for us. They've given us the 62. So we can just start plugging in numbers. So if I'm going to keep going through this, area of the base is 62. We're going to multiply that by the height of the figure, which is 10. Our final answer we will divide by 3. So 62 times 10 is going to be 620. Again, we have to divide that by 3. So 620 divided by 3 is going to be kind of a gross number. So it comes up to 206 and 2/3. All right, I'm going to keep going through these other examples. On number 4, again, volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. Our base this time around is, in fact, a square this time because it's an 8 by 8 square. And then here's our height right here. So if I'm filling this out, our area of the base, again, is the area of this square right here. So that'll be base times height for that square times the height of our entire figure divided by 3. That square is going to be an 8 by 8 square, 8 by 8. So we are going to do 8 times 8 times the height of the entire figure, this thing right here, which is 19. We will divide that by 3. So again, I'm going to work my way back around over here. So 8 times 8 is 64. We're going to do that times 19 divided by 3. 64 times 19 is 1,216. And 1,216 divided by 3 is another gross number, 405 and 1/3 inches cubed. This is a case where I'm not going to be too picky about the rounding on this thing. I wouldn't expect you guys to come up with 1/3 yet. All right, next one. Volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. Our base on this one is another rectangle. So I've got to find the area of that rectangle right there. To find that area, I have to do base times height. So for area of the base, this thing right here, we are going to do base times height. Then we'll multiply it by the height of the figure. And again, we'll divide by 3 when we're finished. So the base and the height of that rectangle can be 14 by 17. So 14 times 17 times the height of the entire figure, which is that 4.9. We'll divide that by 3. Again, I'm going to work my way back over here. So I'm going to do 14 times 17. I'm going to get 238. So I have to do that times the 4.9. And we'll have to divide by 3 when we're finished. Really meant to write that 238 in red. Because that 238, again, I know you're getting sick of me saying it, this 238 right here is the area of the base. So 238 times 4.9 comes out to 1,166.2. And we'll divide that final answer by 3. We divide that by 3, we get yet another amazingly gross number, 388, and I'm going to round this to 0.7. That'll be inches cubed. All right, final example, and then the rest of those on the homework side will be on your own. Again, for number 6, this is going to be volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. Area of the base, this is going to be a rectangular base. So we have to find the area of this rectangle right here. To find the area of a rectangle, we do base times height. Again, we'll be multiplying that by the height of our figure, which I'm going to call this 9.5. Make that easier. So again, times the height of the figure divided by 3. The base and the height of this rectangle are going to be 12 and 13. So this will be 12 times 13 times the 9.5. And we'll have to divide that whole thing by 3. So 12 times 13 comes out to 156. Again, I'm going to move over here. So 12 times 13 is 156. That will be times the 9.5. And we'll divide by 3 when we're finished. So 156 times 9.5 comes out to 1,482. Divide that final answer by 3. And we get 494 meters cubed. Guys, if you have any questions, make sure you're coming to tutorials so I can help you out on this. For the homework section, just make sure that you know what you are working with on this one. You have a rectangular base. These will be the sides of your rectangle. And number 4, this time they give you a square for the base. Ooh, and this is actually really messed up right here. I'm glad that I'm looking through this. I don't like that they're showing you that the way that height is. The height right here should actually go down to the very center. It's like when we were talking about being leaning up against a wall, they're showing that 7.3 is leaning against the wall. That is not correct. So I'm going to tell you, we're going to keep using the same number in case anybody didn't watch this part of the video, but that right there is the actual height. We'll call that 7.3. It should not have been that other height. Taking a look at number 5. Or number, whatever. These are out of order. Number 2. So again, here's my base down here. This is a rectangular base. There's my base and my height for that pyramid. Number 5. Looks like you get a lot of rectangulars on here. So here's another rectangular base. Oof, and they did the same thing on this one again. So that would be your base and your height. Again, it bugs me that they're using, I'm not sure why that's showing up like that. From the center of the pyramid to the top, that right there is going to be 8 centimeters. I know it seems like a picky difference. Most of you guys wouldn't have even noticed, but it is extremely important that you know that that is the actual height of the pyramid. That other one that they are showing is something called the slant height. Taking a look at number 3. So this one, they are giving you a triangular base. So keep in mind that for the area of a triangle, you're going to use what's attached to the 90-degree angle. This will be your base and your height, and don't forget to divide by 2 for the area of that triangle right there. And on number 6, your final one, yeah, they did the same dang thing on this one. This is driving me crazy. I wish I hadn't used this sheet now. Oh well, you're stuck with it. All right, there's my triangular base. And I know that I'm going to be doing base times height divided by 2. And I got to use what's attached to the 90. So your base and your height for your triangle are going to be 10 and 7. So you'll do 10 times 7 divided by 2 for the area of the base. And again, I'm going to keep using the same numbers. I don't like that they're using that slant height, but right here, there should be a 90-degree angle that goes from the center of this triangle all the way to the top of the triangle. I don't like that they're trying to tell you that you're using that one. So I'm going to use that blue one right there, and just to simplify things, we're going to call it 12 yards as well. So hopefully that didn't mess anybody up. We'll talk more about this whenever I get back. So if you have questions, guys, please make sure you come to tutorials so I can help you out on it.